Going on, guys? Welcome back to another live. How we feeling after today? Wasn't too bad. Market started to freak out halfway through the day, which it happens, especially when Powell makes a statement on tapering. It's like, what are you gonna do? Um, there was a lot of money to be made today, though, on this little drop. Hopefully, some people were able to make some gains on some unrelated plays that you want to put them back into AMC. Fine by me. Let's see, down 1.64% today during the day, 2 cents in the after hours, basically nothing. How we doing? Oh, what's up, Ben? Shout out the mods. How we all doing tonight? I just want to thank the government for randomly sending me a second child tax credit to support my AMC buying problem. John, there you go. Let's see. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, screw them. They don't matter. Let's see. Ortex update. Ooh, that's a bit weird. There. All right, we can just do that. All right, Ortex update. Utilization 90.49. Short interest went down a little bit today, 1.16%. Short interest still very high at 17.86%. I did see somebody say that around today that like, oh, the short interest isn't even that high. It needs to be at 30% for a squeeze. It's like, listen, dude, you know what the short interest was when Volkswagen squoze, whatever you want to call it? It was like 12.5%. So what we're at right now, according to just the reported bare minimum numbers, is still sky high. How's the VIX today? The VIX was ripping. SPY dumping after hours? How much? Nah, 0.56, 0.13%. That's nothing. That's nothing. What's up from Montreal? What's up, Steven? Let me send this link out to a few people and we'll get it going. Oh, I gotta pull up Twitter. Let's see. Did Market Beat fix themselves yet? I don't know if they did. No, Market Beat still didn't fix themselves. That's kind of weird. Just a little glitch. Let's see. Right here. Everybody doing good? What's up with GME? I mean, their AMC and GameStop are doing very similar things, but let's take a look. So it's basically the same thing as AMC today. GameStop got hit a little bit harder by the drop, but I mean that's to be expected. Let's see. Yo, Vix, why is everyone saying don't buy this dip on the markets? Nepal, I mean, trade spotting. Let me shoot you a link, buddy. I didn't know you were gonna be up at this time. Let's see. Trade spotting. If you're available, man, come through. Trade spotting is a legend. Dean says, big shout out from the UK. There we go. Yeah. So why are people saying not to buy this dip? Well, a lot of people are thinking that the market's going to come down significantly. There's a lot of reasons why, but nobody really has any idea of when that's going to happen yet. Nobody knows. I've seen projections of Q4 because there's a lot of stuff starting to happen. One, September 1st with that UMR, the phase 5, like they're just going to they're going to have a wild uptick in the amount of margin calls due to those OTC derivatives. And then we have the debt ceiling situation in October. We have potential Fed tapering now happening sooner than expected, and the market did not like that. And then going off of the debt ceiling situation, it's more of the risk of a downgrade. Hood down 9% after hours on earnings. Ha. I don't know when the Fed spoke today. The markets took a hit. Nepal, yeah, they did. What's a reasonable estimate on how long we need to hold AMC to see a squeeze? Ethan, as long as that's like the only honest answer that we can give, as long as it takes, because nobody knows when GameStop or AMC is going to have their big squeezes. We just don't know. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen a week, a month, 6 months, a year. Nobody knows when it could actually play out. Let's see. Trade spotting's like a TA wizard. Yeah, he is. Ooh, what's up, Fuzzy? Hood puts are printing. There you go. Yeah, we got a couple of stuff to go over too. I'm gonna talk a lot of trash about Motley Fool and that one stupid Fox or CNBC reporter. I don't even know which one he works for. He shouldn't work for either of them because he's just a complete idiot. Trace Bond is going to taxi en route home, maybe awake, and if so, we'll jump on. Awesome. That'll be fun. Hello from Ireland. Oh, we got a lot of international apes here. That's cool. So first, we have for AMC this little sale from an insider. So the insider is Sean D. Goodman, sold 45,405 shares between the prices of $32.74 and $36.14. The average price was $34.79, but we can see here the sales reported on this Form 4 were effected pursuant to Rule 10b 5-1 trading plan adopted by the reporting person more than 30 days prior to the transaction. So this was a scheduled sale. So what is this? When we look at this actual trading plan, it's established by the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2000, and it allows insiders of publicly traded companies to set up a trading plan for selling stocks they own. Rule 10b 5-1 permits major holders to sell a predetermined number of shares at a predetermined time. It's not like this individual just woke up today and said, oh, AMC was up this week, I'm going to sell. That's not what happened. Yeah, same kind of sale that AA wants to do. Oh, trade spotting. Thank you so much, man. It'd be great to have you on again. That'll be cool. We are never, ever, ever going back to reasonable land. That's a trade spotting quote. That's a good one because we're not. Let's see. All right, what do we have going on here? So basically, the Gasparino again was literally okay, so here's the stupid thing about Gasparino. One, if you're a Fox reporter, why do you care about what retail is putting your money into? You just shouldn't care at all because it doesn't affect you. It's like what like you're supposed to be like above that, I guess. Like why do you care about what a bunch of retail investors are putting their money into? Well, it doesn't make a difference. Fuzzy, thank you so much for the super. Shout out to all you guys that send those in. Thank you so much. I don't always buy puts, but when I do, I buy on Robinhood. To short Robinhood, it's a great feeling. Well, I feel good about it. Fuzzy, there you go. Fuzzy, that's just adding to your 40,000% gain. So good for you. So then back to this idiot, Gasparino, complete idiot. You're going to make that clear. Complete idiot. If you didn't hear me already, complete idiot. One, why do you care? Why are you on Twitter talking to retail investors who aren't in the finance world about a stock that they like? Okay, one, that's weird. Maybe it's because his wife has a streaming company. Okay, conflict of interest. Then he pulls up that sale of stock and is like, oh, this dude sold his stock. AMC's bad. It's like, you're an idiot. Two, I've seen stuff. He also pulls up that picture from like the movie theater picture from Jim Chanos, who I think the Twitter account is like Wall Street Cynic, and it's actually this billionaire who's just short on AMC trying to spread FUD. That's what I've seen about it, but I haven't really confirmed it. So then he pulls up that picture too. And it's like, dude, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say. Your little Twitter rant is not going to deter anybody from putting their money into this stock or taking it out. One, even if it was, okay, what are you doing over there? Stanley says, so no foot picks? No. Yeah, he's just a troll and wants attention. I get it. But at the same time, you're just a sad person. Like going on Twitter to just try to like stir up stuff and then everybody's going to make fun of you. You just seem like you like it at that point. Like you like the paid. It's just a weird thing that he has going on there. And then Motley Fool, those, oh my God, it makes me so like the amount of just stupidity in the financial media right now, it just blows my mind. The moment that Adam Aaron came out and said that he was going to be participating in that 10B 5-1 plan because he's getting older in September and they're going to need to move some assets around. He didn't want anybody to ever think that he didn't think AMC was a great company. And he just laid out the entire thing. He's like, I'm going to do this. Doesn't really mean anything. Still really, really bullish on the company. And I have never sold a share up until this point. And then Motley Fool comes out and says, AMC CEO is smartly selling shares. It's like, okay. And then the day before, they were like, oh, it could go to 200 or 2,000. Then everybody's talking about this potential fake squeeze that we'll get into. That's just also, you can't really do that, but we can get into that too. It's just, it just shows you how the different media institutions are just so idiotic in some of the things that they put out. So shout out to Charles Payne for being the one guy that really gives like the people who have done the research a chance. The closer we get to the MOAS, the more dumb FUD is going to appear because they're getting desperate. It's just stupid at this point. It's like, really, guys? Really? You're going to do that? We know what you're doing. Like, we know at this point. It's just so dumb. What is the AA rumors of selling? Classic Car Pal. So in his earnings, in the earnings report and the earnings call, he just said that, oh, we are going to, I'll pull up the comment. Oh, I don't have it anymore. I don't want to pull up the article, but I really don't want to pull up the article again because I don't want anybody else going to look at it and giving them the clicks. It literally said, yeah, I'm getting older. I'm going to need to reposition, and all of my financial advisors are going to be in control of this, so my family's going to get taken care of. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm just going to randomly willy-nilly sell shares. That's not what's going on. I'm feeling spicy tonight. These idiots are making me frustrated just because they're so dumb. Do you ever talk to somebody and you're just like, yeah, and you just like are like, you don't get it. That's how I feel when these articles come out. Yeah, they also said in the article that AA was just trying to make us happy. No. This is nothing new. It's been the same type of reporting and political commentary for decades. Danny, 100%. It's just stupid at this point. One positive thing I could definitely say is we had 4 green candles on the daily chart in a row, followed by a red candle, which is just like the run up to 72. Ooh. Yes, you can't necessarily compare the past events and say and like predict the future, but it could be very similar. Yeah, he clearly said a small portion he was going to be handed over to diversified, not all of them even. Yeah, 100%. It's just stupid. I thought Motley Fool was some parody stock analyst thing for a while. I mean, honestly, at this point, they are. Are we helping them by talking about them? We could be. I mean, there's not really enough people like that I'm spreading this to right now. I mean, in the video maybe, but right now it's just me telling them that they're stupid. If they want to come talk to me about it, they can. They're just too stupid to do it. The one thing that I want them to do, any of them, it's just, okay, you're going to call it, this is something I've said for like the past week. You're going to call retail dumb money. It's fine. Whatever. But why don't you get a representative or an analyst or a portfolio manager at Renaissance to come talk to you about their AMC position and why they invested in it? They're going to be like, oh, the short interest is really high. We've done the research and we think it's going to squeeze. That's most likely what could happen if they had one of those institutions on their show. And then the entire short thesis is just done. So if they don't want that, well, most likely they would not want that because they're either getting influenced by people who are short or are short themselves. It's just stupid. What up, Vix? Appreciate you, homie. Can you tell Ape what did Trey make that $1 million play on? I have no idea. Or to loan out shares? I don't know. That whole thing about institutions loaning out shares too is also like, yeah, they could be, but it's just silly at this point. Like, look, the cost to borrow maximum is 6%. That's in a year. It's not really worth it. And the average is 1.6%. So let's say on average, they're getting a 1.6% interest rate on the shares that they've loaned out. That's not worth it to give them enough shares to bet against their position where they could push the stock down more than what they're going to get from that interest payment. And if they've already loaned out the shares, then they can just do one of those 4-share recalls right away and just squeeze. Rentec, yeah, Jim Simons, 3 times. Yeah, yep. SUV, what do I have to do to have hair like you? You have to have super straight hair that does nothing, and you have to find a way to make it work. Didn't he say that he wanted board members to hold 8 years of salary and shares? Yeah, he did, and they're going to. That's going to be a new policy, I think, happening starting in 2022, but I'm not 100% sure. Robinhood cut a deal with the NSCC to turn off buying in January. No, it was Apex Clearing, from what I've seen. It was a clearinghouse issue. So it could be the NSCC, which would make sense if it's a clearinghouse issue, but Robinhood was really pressured into it because they weren't the only ones that did it. Oh, Vegas. You got to him before I did. Boom. Yeah, because if you guys time people out, I can't ban them. I don't know how to play this stock game. Started low, averaged up, down today, and averaged again. Yeah, I mean, it's just a waiting game at this point. Yeah, vice president, 6 years. SCV's ice cream cone says your mods are seriously the greatest. Yeah, they're pretty solid. Urgent STV. When the market crashes, won't the hedgies have to cover? Dean, it really depends. So if the market crashes, AMC, like as we saw today, the market came down, AMC went with it. So if the market starts to go down, it really depends on who, like it depends on who's getting margin called. Like most likely what that's going to happen, the scenario that I see playing out in my mind with the market coming down, if we do see this massive crash that could be coming, is that AMC's right here. They short it all the way down to here. But the thing is that they're adding shorts between this gap that we see. So when they're adding those shorts, remember, algorithms are like running the entire market right now. There's algorithms like firing left and right, buy, sell, option. Like they're working in like microseconds. So if those algorithms switch to buy after they get the stock down a certain amount, it's starting to squeeze from a lower level, but with more shorts. So it doesn't necessarily matter all that much. Oh, Skylar, I hope your car gets fixed, man. Like button, we need a smashing. Yeah, if you guys don't mind just hitting the like button, it just helps us out getting this stream out to a little bit more people. Yeah, so if you guys want to do that, I'd really appreciate it. Let's see. What is all the talk about 300K to 500K per share valuation? Unless there are several billion fake shares out there. Well, that's the assumption that a lot of people are operating under, that there are that many shares out there. And we kind of saw that kind of confirmed with the say vote. Because even though there was that little bit of like, it wasn't necessarily a randomized, like a simple random sample, we still had 1%, over 1% of the population voting. So they could, the statistical significance of that study goes up and that analysis goes up. So there was a 99% confidence interval run on what the potential size of the actual population of shares could be, which would just be the total amount of shares. And it was between 1 and 5 billion. So what that would say is that there's a 1% chance that the total amount of shares lies outside of that 1 to 5 billion share range. Pam, what's up, Pam? Oh, Pam says I have nicer hair than she does. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Do you think quants and data scientists wield too much power, too much unchecked power in today's digital world? The thing is that it just adds a weird level of competition. So It's say you're a retail or institutional trader that wants to compete in the market. Well, it's really a speed thing. So those algorithms are able to make trades in microseconds. But it's going to take you more time than that. Like they can front run your trade from the time it takes you to hit the buy or sell button. So you're just never going to win that battle. What are you studying in college? Finance. It's not really that useful though. It's just kind of a bunch of calculating stuff. Will the multi-millionaires after the MOAS in what? Oh, maybe. Smash, smash, smash that like button. What's up, Trey Spider? Isn't the people who run the data do you think it'll hit 40 by Friday to have a push towards the gamma squeeze, or the constant BS will continue? It's going to be really close. So let's take a look at what we have for options right now. I haven't taken a look at it in a couple of hours. Let's see. AMC. Okay, so right now with the drop today, we have 85,000 call contracts in the money. When we come down, we have 51,000 puts, 85,000 calls. So the hedging process is going to outweigh to the buy side instead of the short side, because when you have it, say just for example, you had to hedge 5.1 million puts and 8.5 million calls, and you're one institution holding all of us. To hedge the puts, you need to short. To hedge the calls, you need to buy. So you would end up with that net long position if you were one institution selling all of those positions, and the deltas on them were all one. So 37 has a bunch of them. Let's see. Yeah, at 38, there's 30,000 at 838 now? Hold up. Oh, because they're adding 37 and 38. I get it. Okay. So if we can cross 38, that's another about 3.1 million shares. That are about 3.1 to 3 to 3.1 million shares that would need to be bought if all of them needed to be hedged for, which they're not. So it would be about 1.5 million shares to become directionally neutral. That's a decent amount of buying volume. But then when we get to the 40s, that's big. If we cross 40, we're going to see a lot more buying volume. Like with the rate that it is at right now, it would probably get to like about 50% of them. So we would have to see about 2.1 million shares bought in order for those institutions to become directionally neutral on those call options that they sold. But it ends at 39. It could. Let's see. I already hit the like button. Who's slacking? I don't know. Tagged you in a tweet with Vlad audio admitting he knew he was turning off the buy button in advance while in margin negotiations with the NSCC. Ooh, Danny, that's interesting. I'll take a look at that. When are you a multimillionaire? When you are a multimillionaire, are you going to stay in college? Well, I'm going to be out of college by the end of this year. So if it does happen before I graduate, I'll just be like, hey, I'm not. I'll come to your classes and I'll pass them, but I'm done. I'll just have a good time. And then on the weekends, I'll just travel somewhere. So do we place puts on the VIX or you VIXy tomorrow or ride calls? Donald, I mean, I was trading and messing around with VXX today and I bought them kind of early. And I think I bought the next week expiration and I don't know, I think it was like a 70% gain. So I crushed it on those. But you really got to decide for yourself. Like nobody really like when we look at the chart of the so the VIX it reacts based on the implied volatility on the S&P 500's option chain. Typically, the VIX will go up when the S&P goes down. So when we look at the SPY right here on a little bit of a longer time frame, like these dips aren't very long. Like they're not very long lasting. If we look at this on a 1-year chart, not even down to the 50-day moving average yet. What I've been looking for is a dip below the 50 and it stays. If it stays here, I think we could have a decent chance to touch this 200, but who knows? We also have the Jackson Hole Symposium next week, which is a big Fed event, which we could get some updates out of. We'll see. And then we have all of those other catalysts coming at the end of Q3 and the beginning of Q4. So that's when, if something's going to happen, we're going to start to see signs of it. But for any long-term volatility play or a bond play that's going to play the market going down, I'm personally waiting for like a pretty major event and confirmation that, yeah, a move is about to happen. Because without that, you're just like trying to time it. Let's see. I see he doesn't really know finance, but he did stay at a Holiday Express last night. I did not. The only two classes that I've taken that are like useful that I see are like basic econ and fixed income. You think a fake squeeze will be next month? I think a fake. Oh, let's do the fake squeeze stuff. I think the fake squeeze is BS. I don't think it's real. Here's why. Here is the argument for and against the fake squeeze and why I think that having a fake squeeze is impossible. They can't do it. So here's the thing. If it's like a fake squeeze, we're going to need to see an aggressive price movement up to actually convince people that, oh, we might be squeezing right now. So what's that going to be? I don't know. Like from here, 150, 200, 300, whatever that number is. Here's the thing though. If they were able to manipulate the stock so much that they could get it that high, they would never let that happen, because then if they can manipulate it and let it go to the upside, they could also keep it low. So if they had that amount of manipulative ability, they would just send it to the floor, which they haven't been able to do. The other thing is that that whole fake squeeze thing would really only work if one institution was holding all of the shorts on AMC. Here's why. There's different margin requirements and different ways to like different institutions have different, like, how do I say this? Different institutions are not going to be able to raise collateral and liquidity and capital in the same way. So like a smaller institution, if they're wildly over leveraged on AMC, they are not going to be able to maintain the margin requirements if we get up to 150 or 200. They're just not going to. And a lot of people are saying, well, the margin calls didn't happen. You don't know that. When a stock goes that high, yes. Well, again, margin calls don't necessarily mean covering. It just means you can put more liquidity into your account to keep the position. So you're maintaining that maintenance margin requirement. But if the stock gets that high, the margin calls are going to turn into liquidations for the smaller institutions. And what happens then? They cover. So the way this would work is it would only have to be that one giant institution with basically unlimited capital to keep maintaining those margin requirements in order to just let it go up and not really care about it. And that's not the case here. I bet there's so many institutions that are short on AMC. So you can't, and here's the other thing, you can't control the gamma too. There's just too many variables to this situation. And that's what I was trying to get across in the video. You can't have a fake squeeze, because if it gets up to the levels that everybody would think it's squeezing, well, it's just going to make the shorts cover. It would just backfire on them. They'd get it up to the certain levels that these brokers who have loaned out shares or who are holding the collateral for those positions, they're just going to be like, you're done now, where your position is dead. So the fake squeeze, in my opinion, is impossible to happen. And it really stemmed from that Motley Fool article. It got spread like wildfire around Reddit. Yeah, exactly, Chris. It's just, you can't do that. It's impossible. I need a main squeeze. Yeah. Can you look into the reverse repo deal that went through today? Yeah, it was like 1.1 trillion. Did I sell my VIX calls? I just flipped them. I think the fake squeeze FUD is just to put a sell price in people's head. Exactly. It's just FUD. Like, because you also have to, you would have to have so much manipulative control to the upside that you would also have it to the downside as well. So if you have it both ways, what are you going to pick? Are you going to let the stock go crazy high and make retail investors really happy? No. You're just going to keep it low, which we've seen they can't really do. And the other thing is that if they were going to do one of those fake squeezes past 145, they're screwed. Because look at all of these options. This is going to cost institutions selling options and market makers so much money, because they're going to have to hedge those options. They have no choice. They have to become directionally neutral. That's what their algorithms are going to do. So there's the rant. Yeah, the people who have smaller short positions are more likely to paper hand and close. We will then see them take it out of control. Yes. So the smaller short positions are going to lead up to the bigger short positions. And not necessarily smaller short positions, but smaller institutions because they're not going to have the capital to maintain these liquidity requirements if their position goes against them by another 400%. They're going to be like, "Oh, okay, we're done here." Because they know that they're going to get blown out and basically collapse their entire institution. For the smaller ones, the bigger ones can last out and hold out for a while. But as those smaller institutions fall, then it puts more pressure on the bigger ones because the smaller ones push the price up by covering. Let's see. There is no fake squeeze, says Chris. You are right. My long put's looking good on Robinhood right now. There you go, James. During this 2-month dip, I averaged up from 9 to 17. Dennis, my average is up there now too. It's fine. I'll deal with it. My thing is that like if the stock is gonna go as high as we think it can, is it really gonna matter if my average is 15 or like whatever it is now? Like or 10 or 5? It's not gonna matter. It's like in my opinion, it's like get my hands on as many shares as I can and then figure it out later. Then you're just playing the percentage gain game. Who is the best golfer in your group of AMC YouTubers? I think that would have to be me. You know they can just cover in the dark pools and the price stays at 35. Incorrect. I have a friend that had his shares sell off at different points during the squeeze using limit sells. Would you give an opinion on why that is a good or bad idea? Um, Limit sells are probably like the safest way to go when you think about it. It's like, well, limit sells are I want to sell it this price or higher, but nowhere below. A stop loss can mess with you a little bit. Like it can skip your stop loss and you don't get your order filled. And in volatility halts, which we're definitely going to see, we went over this in either last night's stream or the night before. You're not gonna like sometimes you can get stop loss hunted. So let's say the stock is trading at 500, but you have a stop loss at 450 and it goes to 460 or 455. It's possible that they could stop loss hunt you and just take your order and the stock opens up at over like right at like that 455, 460 and then rips and then you're out of your position. What's your best golf tip? Don't take it so seriously and don't swing hard. I've had limit orders skipped too. Yeah, it's very possible. Draw or fade with the driver. Draw right now. Ho, what's up, Vegas? How long can they keep the manipulation going? As long as they can maintain these liquidity requirements that their brokers have and the people they're trading through have set out for them. That's really the main answer. So it just depends on how long they can last. If it gets to the point where they're like, yeah, this is too much, then they're done. Pam says, golf is our business mingling sport. Pam, let's go play some golf. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. Sean, yeah. They can keep it going to infinity and beyond. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo, hoo, hoo. If you had only $100, what would you do with it? I mean, I would just try to educate myself on something, but I mean, you can't really, if you have $100, it's gonna be very hard to flip it into something really meaningful unless you hit like this crazy YOLO option play and you cash out. So till 2030, I heard. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I know that Motley Fool article said, oh, by 2030, it's like you guys are stupid. I think the hedgies won't stop until the DTCC and the SEC liquidated them and forces them to cover. With these new proposed rule changes, I think we are getting closer to that. But a lot of people have said that these new proposed rule changes haven't done anything. Well, yeah, they haven't done anything to AMC directly because that's not the intention of the rule. It's for the market. So if it inadvertently affects AMC down the line, then yeah, that's doing what we want it to do. And at the same time, you're never really going to see a notice of like somebody getting margin called or it really getting affected in the market unless there's a giant liquidation of a position, like what we saw with Archegos. And again, Archegos, with the way that they were levering up in their positions, I highly doubt that they're the only one. They were just the first ones that got caught doing it. So most likely there's a lot of other institutions out there like Archegos that have levered themselves up crazy. And now they're facing big losses. It's just their positions haven't gone against them enough to where it's like, oh my God, the banks are going to take a huge hit. But I think we are getting closer to that type of situation. So Archegos, I'll show you guys what happens. So this is really what happens in something when we see like a giant liquidation of a position. Right here. This is what happened so Archegos owned Viacom. Now they had a big position in Viacom. The stock was trading at a little around 100. And then when Archegos sold, it went to 38. So that's a forced liquidation right there of a position. Could we see that with other stuff? Maybe. It's very possible if these institutions have to cover huge over-levered positions and they have to sell off of stuff. But again, we're just going to have to really wait and see what happens. Counselor Diamond Hands, thank you so much for the super. I'll be in Los Cabos, Mexico at the end of September. If it squeezes while I'm there, I'm just going to buy the resort. Let's go. Woo-hoo! There you go. That sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. Let's see. Archegos was able to use banks to cover their stock positions. They also don't exist anymore. So not really. Why can't people petition the SEC to take a stand on AMC? Phil, here's the thing. We've seen notices. This goes back to what I've been saying. You're not going to see it. You're just not going to. The other thing is that we don't want, I don't think people get this. We don't want the SEC to come out and say, we're investigating this AMC situation, because what that is then going to do is it's going to bring out the shredders at a lot of these institutions. And they're going to be like, okay, well, we'll just take away all the evidence. The SEC can't find anything, and that's it. Nothing ever happens. But what we've seen is that in that one Freedom of Information Act request, that the SEC actually said, yeah, we don't make our active investigations, we don't notify the public of them. So I would say that the SEC is investigating. And in my opinion, we want them to take their time, because we don't want them to just after a week be like, yeah, we're bringing a case. Like if I saw that, I'd be like, no, they didn't take enough time to go through all of this information to figure out what is actually going on and bring a bulletproof case. I'll be in Aruba next week. If it squeezes while I'm there, I'll buy a mega yacht and sail to Cabo for the party. Hey, I'll come too. I'd be down. Apes versus Wall Street. Yeah, I mean, I do look at stuff like that. I just can't say. I always think of these financial advice questions as, what would I say if Gary Gensler were right here? Like on the streams or in the videos, it's like, would I say to look at this specific options contract or a stock in like a financial advice statement if Gary Gensler was standing right here? What do you think about the Netflix insider trading thing that the SEC filed today? I didn't see that. Is that vodka you're drinking? Oh, dude, I wish. Today's been a long day. Do you think that's why the SPY keeps going up and up and up? I forget the rule, the one where they put stocks up for collateral. No. The SPY just keeps going up because retail and some institutions are just still bidding it up. And the other thing is that there's the theory floating around that, I don't know if I started it, but it's pretty close, that what's happening is that we know that a lot of institutions are starting to sell their positions and go into other things like gold. So what they want is they want the market to keep going up as they're dumping their positions. And who are they dumping on? Retail. Retail is always typically the last one's in and last one's out. And if the market really starts to come down, well, retail is going to pull their bid or want to buy at much lower levels if they want to buy at all. And then They're not like the institutions are gonna have nobody to sell to offload their positions to. And if they don't have anybody to offload their positions to, the prices of those positions and the value of them is gonna drastically decrease just due to the basic laws of supply and demand. So not yet, I would say. Don't involve the SEC, will only end bad for all sides. The squeeze is gonna happen soon. I don't know. It could. Only the top price is in. I'm not really sure there, Gary. Gary Gensler is TMI's avocado. Um, Interesting. They have a big marina in Cabo. That's interesting. That sounds like fun. Look at the top 5 losers today, and see if any look like liquidations. Sometimes you won't know. Like sometimes it'll just be a sell off in a stock and you don't know. It's not going to look like this 70% drop in Archegos or 60% drop that Archegos had. Discovery had it too. And it's just because they were so wildly levered up on these positions that they had no choice but to just fire sale. And that might be one of the reasons why the NSCC has come out with those rules that is going to prevent situations like Viacom from happening, which is also it's good that they're going to be able to get that that collateral or that cash to cover those outstanding positions, but it's going to be a lot harder for us to see what's going on because it's going to be delayed. And I think it's going to be a lot slower in terms of a price move. Let's see. I hope someone is keeping track of all the FUD throughout this journey and will make a great blooper reel for the hedge funds. CT, that would be hilarious. Exit strategy question. Is it possible to miss the squeeze using Ortex to watch for shorts to cover? I don't want to miss the squeeze or sell too early or late. Smooth brain here. SM Gash, that's a really good question. So here is the exit strategy that I have kind of tried to lay out for people. Here's what I'm thinking. For everybody's exit strategy and is going to be different. You really have to pick your own prices in your head and basically say, okay, I'm good at this price. It's fine. I'm ready to go here. Ortex is probably not going to be the best indicator of when we're going to sell due to that like ping pong theory that I was talking about before. Because when we see the price massively skyrocket, yeah, it's very possible that we see the utilization drop, the short interest drop, but I would almost guarantee that more shorts are going to pile into at those higher levels. So the short interest and utilization are never going to go to zero. Some prime brokerages might turn off the ability to short like we saw in, I think it was right after June. But again, there's still going to be available shares out there. So AMC could have this ping pong effect where it just goes up for a squeeze, probably the biggest one. It comes down, but the shorts are shorting on the way down. They cover, it comes back up. They come down, come up, it could just move like with what we've seen in Overstock. So when we look at Overstock, they had the last like bigger squeeze. So when we look at Overstock over the last, let's see, I think it was the 1 year? No, 5 year. Yeah, so look, Overstock ripped, came down, ripped, came down, came up, down, up, down. This is kind of what I see is very possible for AMC after the first squeeze. Phil's Crib, thank you so much for the super. I really, really appreciate it, man. Okay, thanks for your thoughts and buy yourself another gallon of water. Phil, thank you, man. Tommy, I have not taken a look at Krispy Kreme. The price action will let you know, says Skylar. Yeah. I mean, we're going to see parabolic price movements. We're going to shoot up, and then we're also going to come down. Let's see. 801 viewers. Oh, interesting. Thinking you will miss the squeeze is like missing the summer. You would have to be under a rock to not see the extreme swings. Maybe from 500 down to 100, then back up to 1,000, down to 600. Yeah, honestly, this is the other thing. People are freaking out at the price movements that we've seen recently for AMC. Like we can feel it. Like we can see the comments on the videos, the messages on Twitter, the live chats that a lot of people get very worried when we see the price move, I don't know, 5% to the downside in any given day. Well, it's entirely possible that after these 100, 200, these crazy percent gain days that we also see 20, 30, 40, 50, even maybe 60% red days when we're squeezing. So you're going to have to prepare yourself emotionally, which is also why I've been saying you got to come up with your own plan on what you are fine with selling with. If you follow your strategy going in and you execute that strategy and you come out with the money that you want, you didn't lose, you won. VIX, can I look at BABA? I'm not really messing around with any Chinese stocks. Everyone says congrats to Pan for being a new mod for TMI. Oh, Pam. Pam, 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 Pam. Pam, Pam, Pam. Boom. Can the SEC suspend dark pools? I probably could. Are they going to? No. In 2008, they did suspend short selling, though, I believe. So that could be something. But again, it's like, naked shorting is also illegal, but it seems like they've been doing it anyway with the amount of FTDs that there are. They've suspended dark fibers before, but I believe that's just a data feed. It doesn't have anything to do with dark pools. Overstock was a 5-year squeeze. Paul, not really. You can just see like here that it went from 15 to 90, then all the way back down to 2, all the way up to 128, down to 48, up to 113, down to 56, up to 105. Like you can see that what's happening here is that, yeah, the price goes up, the shorts cover, the price comes down. And as the price comes down, the shorts are adding more. Then they get to the certain point where they think, okay, we can't push this down anymore. And then they cover and the price goes back up. And then they just rinse and repeat that cycle. So it's very possible that if you buy AMC after the first squeeze at a dip, it's entirely possible that you could make a bunch of money again, eventually down the road, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road when the new wave of shorts covers. September 17th has huge gamma squeeze than any other stock is a huge amount. Yeah, Young Z, we can take a look at that. September's bigger than August right now. So this is August right here. 42,000 contracts at 40, about 30,000 between 38 and 37, a bunch at 35. Now, when we go to the September date, a lot of them at 40, not so much on this 34 to 36. So 40 is big again, and then 45 is big. But then when we come down, 60,000 contracts at 145. So when we think about what happened in June, we would have to look at, okay, when did we see that big price run up? Well, 2 weeks before the big options expiration date in June. Now, we would be coming close to that within the next week and a half or 2 weeks. But again, you can't really use those past events to guarantee something that's going to happen in the future. We don't know. It could easily happen, but we're going to have to wait and see. Kenny S, thank you so much for that big super. Keep on keeping on, Vix. Kenny, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate that. SCV, I got out of several of my other positions and bought a few. I think that's metal materials. Is the next squeeze? Yeah, it could be. But again, when we think about other squeeze plays, no other company right now has the potential to have the total amount of shares that should be out there or more owned by retail and institutional investors. That's kind of what AMC has. GameStop, we know, was overshorted, guaranteed. They also have that possibility of the NFT crypto dividend. Also makes it a great squeeze play. So AMC and GameStop are kind of the two big ones. If you want to mess around with the other ones, go ahead. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money. It's up to you. It's like a theme that I've seen popping up. It's like, especially those idiots that are trying to spread FUD on Twitter or on the Motley Fool, they're trying to convince you what to do with your money. And it's nobody's decision but yourself. Let's see. Mr. Hardstyle, thank you so much for the super. Hold strong, my fellow apes. There we go. So who's going to be the tool who asked Short the Vix how tall he is? Fake squeeze we talking about? Oh my God. I just saw my dog run by and he's freaking out outside at something. He literally just went from like, and there's a window right here and he just went, meow. No, the fake squeeze is BS, guys. Like they can't do that. It's just impossible for them to be able to make that happen. It would be incredibly difficult for them to be able to control something like that. SPY futures rebounding? Interesting. Let's see what happens with that. Brushing my teeth and listening to the stream. That's a little bit early to be going to bed, but STV tops out at 5.8. STV is 6.2. Just for futures or just for funsies, which YouTuber do you think will cash out first? I have no idea. That's not a very good question. You cannot control FOMO. Agreed. You have no idea how much money could be potentially pumped into this stock when it starts to rip. Remember what happened in June? There were here's a good example. You just take Matt's stream. When AMC started ripping, I don't know what his stream was at before, but I think it was like he was getting like 100,000 people watching. That's a lot of new people that are buying into the stock and wanting to learn more about it. I see something very similar to that happening this time because we're probably going to get to much higher levels on the next big rip up. I see, but on the next big rip up, if it's going to be something that doesn't cause a big squeeze, I'd say definitely we'd run through the option chain. That would be what I would say if we were going to like the next big price movement up. Like when you think about it right now, we're just over a 100% gain to the all-time high. And we did a 100% move. I think it was over a 100% move in one day in June. During the MOAS, can they cover some shorts to make it look like the shorts have covered, but in reality they haven't? They can do a lot of things to make it look like they've covered, even though they haven't. They can mess around with the option chain to kind of spoof their short interest. I've seen a lot of things about people hiding their short shares in like offshore Cayman Island accounts. I haven't looked into that though, but I have seen the theories. Let's see. Havana, thank you so much for the super. Dog wants to be internet famous too. Let's see him. I'm not internet famous. No, he's just messing around outside doing something. Yeah, we don't talk about him, Dave. He's a complete idiot. Ooh, that was a weird glitch. Matt's totally real oil. Later, Pam. Oh, Pam's heading out. Later, Pam. The next gamma squeeze is 300% a day. It could be. SV, do you think the volume will hit 1 billion in a single day when we MOAS? Geo, so in January, let's look. I think we hit 1.2 before the buy button got cut off. There's a big candle here. What's the yeah, okay. So looking here, the volume on this candle that I have highlighted on January 27th is 1.216 billion. And that was the move from, I believe, let's see, 4 to 20 before the buy button got cut off. 1.2 billion in volume. This big green candle was 757 million. So yeah, I definitely think that we could get over 1 billion, especially if the shorts start covering. It's always a great feeling loading up on more shares. Yeah, it is. Can the hedge funds keep borrowing and returning shares as many times as they want throughout the day to drive the price down? Borrowing and returning shares would not drive the price down. If they take the shares out on loan and then just give them back, it doesn't have any effect on the price because they're not supplying any more selling like supply into the market. They're just taking the shares, not doing anything with them and giving them back. When the squeeze happens, would it be smarter for the smaller institutions to cover their shorts while the stock is low? I mean, it would have been really smart for the institutions to cover their shorts when the stock was, I don't know, under 2. Sorry if I missed it, but you talk about FX Hedge saying margin calls tomorrow yet? No, we can talk about the margin calls tomorrow thing. So what I believe is happening is that FX Hedge is seeing that typically margin calls go out at 2 p.m. Now, the price movements that we saw today happened after 2 p.m. So the positions didn't get like under those maintenance margin requirements until after the margin calls would have supposedly gone out. So what would happen is that they probably just either happen they'd get notified in the after hours or they'd get notified tomorrow morning. And then I believe they would have I don't know this for sure, but I think it's 5 days in order to meet those margin requirements. So, yeah, I mean, margin call again, guys, when you think about a margin call, it doesn't mean covering. That's something that I want everybody to fully understand. That a margin call does not mean covering. It just means it potentially could just mean adding more liquidity to your account, cash, or any qualifying collateral. SM, thank you so much for that big super chat, man. God, you guys are so generous. Thank you. Um, SM says, thank you for answering. I enjoy your content and learning daily. Just trying to add some wrinkles to my brain. Oh, dude, thank you so much. Let's see. Found Matt on Trey, found TMI on Matt's when TMI's channel went down, found STV on TMI. I think it's great how y'all support each other. Tabasco Dave, yeah, I mean, we're kind of all in this together. With not only like the ape community, but like the YouTube stuff as well. Like we all support each other. Like if we like I've talked to a couple I talk to TMI all the time. I've talked to Matt a few times. Hung out with Trey in Kansas, all really good dudes. Can you talk about credit spreads? Yeah. So credit spreads are one of they're supposed to be like the safest like option strategies. They can be risky if you trade them that way, but they're supposed to be the highest probability trade. We can go over them one. I think we're gonna do an actual option stream at some point though. Pam, oh my, thank you so much for that big super. Congratulations on becoming a mod on me and TMI's channel. Pam says in real estate, the key is location, location, location. In the stock market, patience, patience, patience is the key. Thanks, STV, mods, and apes. See you all tomorrow. Pam, thank you so much. Pam is always in here showing us a lot of support. So thank you so much. Let's see. One big family right here. Yeah. Why has AMC utilization decreased, but cost to borrow average new increase since the 12th of August in Ortex? It really depends. Someone said Adam Aaron sold some of his shares. Just what I heard. Christy. So here's the thing with the Adam Aaron selling his shares. This came out in the earnings call a couple of weeks ago. So what happened is that Adam Aaron is getting older. He's now participating in that 10b5-1 trading plan where it's going to be a scheduled sale of securities, but it's really just for his estate planning. He basically said, yeah, I don't really want to, but I need to make sure my family's taken care of in the event something happens because he's getting older. This isn't him willy-nilly saying, I'm going to sell shares and take a profit. It's okay, I'm going to sell some shares, diversify a little bit because he has a boatload of AMC shares and to make sure that his family is going to be protected. That's what he's doing. We did also have another AMC executive sell. There was a sale filing today of about 45,000 shares. That is incredibly small. And that was already a scheduled sale. So it doesn't matter. Like, and there are these people trying to say, like, oh my God, these people are selling. They think it's not going to go up any higher. Well, here's the thing. If the AMC executives, the people who have the most insight into this company are all selling in a big fashion, then that might say something. But at the same time, you have the highest performing hedge fund in history tripling down on their AMC position and selling Tesla at the same time. You have BlackRock, the largest institution, buying AMC. You have Vanguard, I believe they're second in terms of assets under management, buying AMC as well. It's like, okay, somebody wanted to sell 45,000 shares. Cool. It's not a big deal to me. A needs dividends at his age. It's common to go to dividend stocks. Classic car palette. Yeah, it is. He's just diversifying. The same people saying that probably bag holding hood. Yeah. I need this thing to squeeze so I can quit this POS job that I just left. T-Mac, what do you do? Matt has explained that there's always a buyer for a seller and vice versa. Yeah. So when we're at thousands of dollars per share during the squeeze, Who will be buying the shares then? Joan, great question. So a lot of people have brought this up that, well, maybe retail investors are not going to have enough money, or institutions don't want to buy shares at that high of a price at 1,000, 500, 1,500, 2,000, whatever it is. But here's the thing, retail and institutions are not the buyers then. The longs on AMC are not going to be continuing to buy. What it's going to be is the shorts covering their position. And in order to cover a short position, you have to do something called buy to close, because you sold to open that short position because you took a loan of shares that you don't own and you sold them and you collected a profit. So in order to close out that position, you have to buy those shares back in the market, take delivery of them, and return them to the people that you got the loan from. So it doesn't necessarily matter what that price is. It just matters that they're going to be the buyers. So the shorts are going to be the buyers in that situation. That's kind of like the short answer to that. Matt's imaginary girlfriend. I'm pretty sure his girlfriend's real. What is motivating you to go back to school knowing the potential of a short squeeze, asking for a friend? Because I have to. I just listened to Vlad explain the collateral requirements. Just hearing him makes me want to poop. I would say it would make you want to shart, right, Fuzzy? I can't wait for the next rip. I mean, I can and I will, but Larry's underpants. Yeah, I feel you on that one. It's going to be really exciting. But what we have to remember is when we had that January run up from the really low levels that we were seeing here. Let's look at this. Year to date, January run up. Then we had February, March, April, May, and then end of May and June is when we saw the squeeze. So that's about 5 months of people kind of waiting around for the next big price movement up. A lot of people are expecting us to really start to rip up soon, and that would only be about 1.5 to 2 months, about 2 months after the original or the second big run up that we had. What are your thoughts on Hood being down 9% after hours? I mean, serves them right. Like, I honestly was thinking that they were gonna beat. I was thinking that Hood was going to report decent earnings just because of their business model, but they didn't. Even with the business model that they have, like that they've been saying they've been crushing it, and they didn't beat expectations. Like, they might be in some trouble. Which a lot of money to be made. Hood is garbage. Questions on dark pools. What's all this talk about different prices in dark pools? How could this be true at all? It's not. If yes, it's not. When and how do these prices get reflected for real? Stan Guru. So those different theories that the price is trading at a higher price in the dark pool. I've heard a couple of things. One, the prices are not trading that high. Two, what people then come out and say after we prove them wrong is, well, no, that's what the price would be trading at if there wasn't all of this manipulation in AMC right now. But the thing that you have to realize is that, one, if there wasn't this manipulation, you wouldn't you wouldn't see this squeeze potential that we have. And two, it wouldn't even matter because there is manipulation, and it's just like that imaginary price that people would have in their head. So even if it was this is the price that it would be trading at, it's like it doesn't matter. And I've shown you guys before about that second book system, that ADF reporting facility, which is basically those like OTC exchanges, how far away from the NBBO those trades can take place. And it's like 20%. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick so I can show all of you guys and go through it. Because that's important. We need a forced share recall. Oh, you could be. Riptide Redemption says, thanks STV for the live stream. Needed my after hours AMC fix. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. ADF. See if I can find this. See, I have it on my, maybe it's this. Rules, notices. Yeah, this is going to be hard to find. I don't know if I'll be able to find it on the stream tonight, but there's been glitches too. Like there's been glitches in 13Fs and glitches on Yahoo. Here's the other thing. They're getting their data from like a third party. So Yahoo Finance, Fintel are not going to be the ones to have this breaking news that AMC is trading at this higher price on an off exchange venue, I think is what it's called. So And there are people out there in the AMC community that are in the finance industry. Like they're deep into this, but they also talk to us all the time and they have access to these types of venues. Like they see the prices go through. And you ask any of them and you're like, "Oh, what's the price trading at?" They're like, "That's the same thing." They follow the NBBO. And even if they aren't, it's not that much different. And we've seen the actual percentage difference that it can actually be. So it's like this weird conspiracy theory that's been brought up that nobody is ever able to prove. And honestly, it doesn't help us because if you were to be able to figure out if that was true, it's like, okay, well then when do we see that? And nobody would really know. The other thing was that like, oh, that price is like in the future, like that's what we will get to. It's like, okay, well when? Those theories have been coming out for months and we still haven't seen that reflected. So it's like, why? I've made a couple of videos talking about it and a lot of people get a little butthurt about it, but it's hard to explain things to people sometimes. Uh, 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 uh. Kenny G has an army of apes to answer to. Yep. Let's see. Tim Pool is asking about a Black Swan event. Yeah, it definitely could. Definitely could be a Black Swan event. SV, when the hedgies cover, they got to buy the naked shorts and burn them first. I mean, they probably would. It doesn't really matter though, because when you think about what's really going on with these synthetic or naked short positions, it's entirely possible that the hedge funds don't even know that they're holding naked shorts. They probably do, but it's possible that they don't because those naked shorts are created from the prime brokerage operations because they're the ones loaning the shares and they have to make sure that they have the shares to loan. If they don't have the shares to loan and they say, yeah, and they loan fake shares out anyway, then it's their fault. Oh, here we go. Do we have... Oh, I would love it if this dude's in the chat right now. Oh, why don't you make yourself known, buddy? That would be fun. I think we have a King Shill in the chat lurking right now. That would be really fun. Maybe he heard that I was calling him an idiot, and now he's coming in to have some fun. All right. People will do what they do for views off the coattails. Yep. That would be really cool. All right. Question on the dark pool as well. Let's talk about different. Yeah, Stunt Guru. I just went over that. I started a little late with stocks about 2 years ago. I'm 41 now. When did you start? I started when I was 18, and then I just kind of bought and hold stuff. My first stock that I ever bought was AMD, and I bought that at like 13. So that did pretty good. I made a little bit of money on AMD too. There was a little bloop. Black Swan. You don't want to know? Yeah. Let's see. I really enjoyed watching Trey long before I believed in the thesis for AMC. I just caught the start and was freaking out when I bought 500 at 22.25. Ooh, was that on the way? Was that the first 22.25 or the second one? SB, what's a good way to see the price adjusted volume? Like the VWAP? It just kind of acts as like like the price typically will like mess around like around the VWAP, like it'll use it as resistance or support. So that is one of the ways that you can use it. Review Dork, I believe, just posted a video on that too. So if you guys haven't seen that and you want to learn a little bit more, go check out his video. Ashraf, thank you so much for the super. Very disappointing ending. We are a immune now, but still looks like they did some indirect shorting today. Or Ortex has a lot of updates awaiting. Yeah, let's go back to Ortex. Like when we look at the borrowed, oh, it flickered around a little bit. Return shares 1.77 million, borrowed shares 1.02 million. Here's the thing. We haven't seen a lot of action in the I call it the market for loanable shares over the last 2 days. The last time we saw a big jump in either direction was that 14 million shares borrowed one day, and then it came down to like 13. So it's very strange that we've seen these price movements to the upside, and we haven't seen anything crazy happen in Ortex, but the utilization goes down. That's something that we need to keep a lookout for. Astraf, thank you so much for the super though. Second one on my birthday. Ah, there you go. Yeah, this is my birthday candle right here. Nice, big, thick green candle. What's the bottom line on the Ortex indicate? This one? I think it's just the time frame, and it might be price too. Yeah, this might be price. Is it your birthday tomorrow, SCV? It is not. STV is SCV prob is the shill low key, like Captain America being part of the Hydra the whole time. Epic plot twist, guys. Guys, that would just be so stupid. Uh, I'm gonna build a huge rig and mine Ethereum after the Big Bang. How do you become a mod, Arnold? Usually I just lit. There's like a lot of people that I've seen in here for a while, and I also know the people who mod on other channels, so I just mod them on my channel too because they're all good. SCV is 23 and YouTuber birthday years. I mean, I'm 22, but I think I get it. My birthday is next Tuesday, August 24th. There we go. I think a couple of people, me and TMI's birthdays, I think we both saw big green candles. So me and TMI are good luck. Every other creator, I don't think has had a big boom boom on their birthday. So it's up to me and TMI. Let's see. Just want to thank you guys. Thank you guys between Matt, TMI, and you. You get me through my 2 to 11 shift every day. Matt's totally real oil. Thank you, man. Let's see. Kenny G is my uncle. I told him to cover and he said, okay, says Larry Underpants. That's pretty cool. Hopefully he listens to you. Fuzzy Ape MC, thank you so much for the super. STV can short still short the sock during the squeeze to keep the price as low as possible. As always, thanks. Okay, so let's talk about what the shorts can do during the squeeze to mess around with it. Well, we're going to see these really high price run-ups, and it's just not going to be sustainable in terms of the buying pressure. Like, let's say that there's 10 institutions that need to cover short positions, and on one in a 3-day period, 2 of the shorts cover their position. So the price rockets, but the other 8 shorts don't necessarily have to cover their positions yet because they can keep maintaining those liquidity requirements. Well, when the price gets that high, there's not going to be enough buying pressure sustained by retail and FOMO buying and gamma pressure eventually for it to sustain those levels. Like the buyers and sellers are not going to want to meet and have like that meeting of the minds in terms of the price that they're willing to transact at. So the price is going to come down until the other 8 shorts need to start covering. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying before, that I think it could be this ping pong effect. So when we see the squeeze, in the short term, it's going to look really volatile. Ups, downs, up, down. It's going to be crazy. But that could also, if you were to just like look at that chart and imagine that it's like the 1 year or 5-year chart, we could easily see that happen over that time frame too. Hold on. Hashtag free Sean. Sean's in here somewhere, I think. If not, he'll come in here in a minute. For your age, you are most serious about stocks and facts. Please accept chocolate-covered bananas dipped in diamonds. Chocolate treat? Thank you. I will accept that. What trading app should I use if I want to transfer from Robinhood? Cindy, you're going to have, I mean, a lot of people like Fidelity because they can direct the orders to the exchange and they don't get rerouted to these market makers and other brokers. But you can really choose anything that you want to. Anything that fits your needs, go for it. Are we going to consolidate in the 30s for a while, STV? It's possible, but at the same time, we're seeing a decent amount of gamma pressure this week. And we're seeing a lot of people, AMC shareholders that might have kind of put AMC on the back burner, start to wake up. When we see these price movements to the upside, we've kind of broken past this previous high. We could see ourselves run up even more. Now, if we cross 40 this week, where is that? September. Oh, that's next week right here. 40's got 42,371 contracts. That could potentially lead to a lot more buying volume. Ortex. Nothing changed. What is a black swan event? And why have a couple of companies bought gold for it? That was Palantir that bought. Credit Suisse transitioned into gold too. Let me see if I can pull up a really good explanation of it. It's like a like a really big event that's not supposed to happen. So the black swan theory or theory of black swan events is a metaphor that describes an event that comes as a surprise, has a major effect, and is often inappropriately rationalized after the fact with the benefit of hindsight. That's kind of like 2008. It's like after 2008, people were like, how did we not see this coming? But you couldn't see it beforehand. Only a couple of people were able to see it. So think of like black swan event as like 2008. But like nobody knows if this like major market event that we've all been talking about is going to be to the magnitude of 2008. Nobody knows. I think it's very possible. That's why I talk about it a lot and what these big institutions are doing with their money, because everybody always likes to say follow the money or um like follow the smart money, and smart money seems to be repositioning themselves for something to come. Now, Palantir is an interesting one. I do know a little bit about them because I used to talk about them all the time on this channel before AMC. So Palantir is kind of in the business of like data analytics and projections. So if they're running these types of projections and they see something happening, they probably have some of the best insight into what is going on. So is who else is cheering for a 10% market correction? Okay, so Citi, Morgan Stanley, and I think there's one more, have said it's very possible for a 10 to 20% market correction. And where that is right now is right around, that's overstock. It's right around this 200-day moving average. Ooh, just kidding. Just wait. Yeah, it's right around this 200-day moving average. It's like 11, 12%. The thing is, though, is that if we see that big correction actually happen, it's going to feel like a lot more to institutions because they're already so over leveraged. Ashraf, thank you so much for another super. My coworkers are saying Goldman is recycling shorts for hedgies. I'm starting to buy this billions in shares theory. Yeah, I think Goldman was one of the PBs, prime brokerages, that turned off the ability to short AMC back in June. I think they were one of them. Let me see if I can find it. It was an article. Here we go. Maybe it was Goldman, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Jefferies are among firms that have adjusted their risk controls at prime brokerage operations, according to people familiar with the moves. That was June 8th. And that had to do with like GameStop and AMC. So what they could potentially have been doing was turning off the ability to enter new short positions. That could happen again when we see the next major price movement to the upside, because it's just going to be too risky for anybody to get into these shorts. Now, here's the other thing. If they are the ones recycling the shorts, they could be the ones facilitating the naked shorting, because I'm pretty sure Goldman's the number one prime brokerage operation in terms of the amount of volume that they churn through and the amount of revenue that they bring in from that type of operation. So it's very possible that they are in this situation, but it could also be the other prime brokers too. And what you also have to think about is that a lot of people are calling for that 4-share recall. I think that something of a 4-share recall happened back in June because we saw the utilization drop. We saw the short interest drop, the stock ripped. But again, we're just looking at Ortex and we don't have all of the data. So we don't know the magnitude of the total amount of shorts that have covered. S3 said it was about 1%, which I think is reasonable. But when we're thinking about June, I lost my train of thought again. I hate when that happens. I hate losing my train of thought. This is what happens when you play contact sports that involve getting hit in the head. You'll just talk and then you'll lose it. Do you think this next leg up with AMC will trigger the MOAS, or they're still able to meet the margin requirements? Jacob, really good question. I think that the next leg up that we see, the next big rip, is going to get really close to that level. Because just think about it. When those institutions have to delta hedge those options, ooh, I said the big bad D word. When those institutions have to hedge those options, then it's going to cost them a lot more now than what they had to do in June. Because think about this. Let's say with this September, what is it? 60,000 contracts. Okay. They would have to buy shares most likely around 145. Now, they were buying shares around 40 the last time this happened, 40 and up. Now, when you think about 200,000 or 20 million times 40 versus 6 million times 145, that's a higher number. Then you're going to see the margin requirements increase even more because we know, according to Ortex right here, the on loan average days is still incredibly high. So the days on loan is 44.38. When this goes up, it shows us kind of, it's like a backwards statistic or a backwards data point. If the average days on loan goes up, it would suggest that there's less new short positions getting entered right now. Because if there was a lot of shorts getting entered today, the average days on loan would decrease because there's more shares that have been on loan for less than a day. So it could suggest that the new shorts are decreasing. But what we saw from March all the way up into June, oh, that is interesting. It went up. Very interesting. Yeah, so that's kind of a weird data point to look at. Yeah, Webull also turned off the buy. Here's the other thing that I don't think a lot of people fully understand is that when a brokerage turns off the buy button, just one, it could be two, or if it's three, but it doesn't matter. If you are at a brokerage that doesn't turn off the buy button, but another group, say you're at the only broker that doesn't turn off the buy button and you can still buy shares, but every other broker turns off the buy button. Well, the price is still going to get negatively affected by that because even though you're at a broker that allows buys, other brokers aren't. So it's going to hurt. Let's see. I DCA into Palantir like I do my crypto every Friday, regardless of the price. This is a long-term play for me. I do like Palantir over the long term. I think their business model needs some work. I think they need more clients, but at the same time, I think their cost of operations, like the cost of running their business with their platform, is not very high. Actually, my buddy's brother I think he got an offer to work at Palantir, but then he went to Google instead. I like my money managers to have deep pockets. Got a coworker in AMC. There you go. I have one of my buddies in AMC. He's gonna start helping me out with some YouTube stuff too. Could the SEC turn off both buy and sell? What? Okay, so that really wouldn't matter because it would just be like a long volatility halt, and it would just basically pause everything for a while. But I don't see a scenario in which that would happen. Webull actually has the ability to do TA, Robinhood not at all. Yeah, I mean, you guys can use any brokerage that you want. Can anyone tell me if there's a trading platform they recommend similar to Robinhood? I plan to switch after the squeeze. Not gonna lie, I really do like the ease of use Robinhood. Yeah, I get that. Thinkorswim's gonna be a little difficult. I think Fidelity's real easy. E-Trade's not bad. Tastyworks not bad. Webull's not bad either, but it's still payment for order flow. The one that doesn't use payment for order flow is Public. So I'm gonna see if I can get a link for Public in the near future. I think they've reached out to me in the past. I just gotta look. Let's see. What do you think the AMC will top out at? I have no idea. Smart money follows dumb money, and now Q2 shows institutions that bought in during the 27 to 65 range. These folks look for 10 to 20x returns, nothing less. And a lot of those institutions probably already had that big of a return if they were buying low. I know for a fact Renaissance already had a position in AMC before. I know it for a fact. I reported this. BlackRock did, Vanguard did. A lot of these other institutions had these big positions in AMC before the big price run up. So what this shows us is that they held from 10 to 77 all the way back down to what we're maybe not what we're trading at now, but to the end of the quarter, and they were still buying. So what that shows us is that, okay, the stock went to 77. These institutions didn't sell, they bought more. They obviously think that they're going to be able to make more money in the future on this stock. So it's going to go, they think in their mind that it's going to go higher than 77. So all of those shill fudsters out there that are trying to be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. It's like, don't listen to them. Honestly, don't listen to people like on the internet either. It's like, do your own due diligence on everything that's going on. Public is not payment for order flow and does not do shady routing and similar interface to Robinhood. Yeah, how do they make their money? I think there's a tip feature on there where I'm not sure. They do have a different way of making money. I'm not sure if it's commission free though. But at the same time, it's like, do you want to pay a little commission on what your trades are, or do you want to engage in a broker that uses payment for order flow? There are 5 hedgies with bigger short positions than Citadel. Let's just focus on the positions, not who holds them. As Joe B, 100%. Citadel's been labeled the big bad guy, but here's the thing, Joe. Those short positions, sorry, were taken from Fintel, I believe. So what Fintel's reporting is 13Fs. And I've shown you guys this many times. On the SEC's FAQ for 13Fs, you don't have to report a short position. They encourage you not to. So those numbers, it's the dollar amount short that I've seen the chart that there's, I think it's 4 or 5 institutions with higher dollar amount short positions in AMC. Doesn't matter because we don't know for sure what the actual short exposure is. If the short exposure was what we think it is with those billions of shares, then the numbers that we are seeing are just like the phantom numbers. It's like, yeah, this is what they're reporting to everybody to make it make sense. It's like knowing how much you can speed on any given road and you know where the cops are. It's like, yeah, we can mess around to this point, and past that point, then we get in trouble. Your dog did not bark. He was barking before. Wrong. If you use Active Trade Pro on your desktop, you can route your trades. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know if you're talking to somebody else. Vix, I mentioned it's a TMI. I need a AMC for Dummies video that lays out the thesis without any confusing FUD and catalyst. Can you all work on that so we can show people that have never traded? Havana, we can do a really, really quick breakdown of the AMC thesis. So here is why people are investing in AMC. We have to go back to the beginning of 2020. World shut down. Even this is going to be really simple. I know they were shorting before, but this is very simple. So what happened is that a lot of these institutions saw that nobody could really go out into the environment, into society, and interact with people. So what they did was they shorted the stocks that people were forced to not be able to use in terms of what they're providing as their service. AMC is one of them. So what happens is that when these institutions see a stock that they know is going to go down for a situation, it's like a shark that smells blood in the water. They can't help themselves. They're going to short anything that they can get their hands on. So what happened is that as we can see in the chart, we look at AMC on, let's do a 5-year. So it went from, this is 2019. It's been shorted all the way down from 2018, $20, all the way down to $1.91. That is some aggressive shorting. Here's what happened though. GameStop, the squeeze happened. DFV figured out that the stock was over shorted, told people about it, and people were like, huh, that's interesting. This could have a really big short squeeze, and people got into it. Then January happened. Now, this kind of opened people's eyes. So GameStop was the first one. And then people started to rally behind AMC. Now, here's where this gets really interesting is when you think about shorting, you're not supposed to be able to short a stock more than the amount of shares that are actually out there. That's what was kind of proven with GameStop with that 140% short interest. But the thing is that we know that they don't have to report all of their short interest. So what happens then is, well, there's been the speculation out there that AMC has billions of counterfeit, synthetic, naked shares out there. So when retail investors and institutions buy those shares, it then creates a really interesting situation in terms of like a supply and demand scenario. So the institutions have over leveraged themselves on these shorts, and they really don't have a way out. And here's why. When you think about the basic concepts of supply and demand, there's supply and demand kind of move with each other. If there's more supply for something than there is demand, then the sellers are going to start lowering their ask price to meet those bidders. If there is more demand for the supply, then the sellers are going to step their ask price up because they know that they can get more out of the buyers because they have a higher demand. Think about for what happened with the PlayStation 4s a couple of months ago. That well, they came out with the original batch of how many there were supposed to be, but people were buying them in large amounts, holding them, and people were they needed to get their hands on one of these new devices that they then were paying a 5x, 6x, 7x, even 10x premium to get their hands on this device. And this is how it applies back to AMC. Retail and institutions, if the theory holds, which we've kind of gotten into with the Savo, but if the theory holds that there's 1 to 5 billion shares out there and we hold those, then when the shorts have to cover, we own what they need to buy. So when you compare that to that PS4 situation, it's just exactly what is going to happen with the hedge funds and those people that really wanted to buy a new PlayStation. So if we own the supply and we don't have any intention of selling it to anybody, then that's where the concept of we set the price comes from. And that's where all those really high price targets come from as well, because people own a very significant amount of shares and they don't want to get rid of them. They don't need to. There's no reason for them to get rid of them unless they meet their price. So that's kind of in short why people are why people are invested into AMC. They've overshorted the company. And retail investors and institutions specifically have taken the other side of this trade and have kind of trapped these shorts in their position. There's nothing that they can really do now besides really try to keep shorting the stock down to a certain level where they can get out unscathed. We haven't seen that happen. We've seen the opposite. We saw those 5 months-ish of kind of volatility in AMC where we're bouncing around between like 8 and 14, and then we popped to the 70s. And now we're trading at 36. So it's even worse for them right now with these margin requirements that they need to hold. And yeah, obviously, some of the shorts that were in at 2 have closed out of their position. But what you have to think about is there's shorts all the way up on that ladder, going all the way up to 70 and back down. So there's more shorts coming in and coming in and coming in. And if these shares are counterfeit or not real or not supposed to exist and retail keeps buying them, it's just them making the situation even worse for themselves when they have to buy the shares back. So that's why when people say, oh, the floor is now higher than it was before, it's like, well, they've delayed it. There's potentially more shares out there. We own them. They need to buy the shares back from us eventually. And if we don't want to sell, the price just goes up. Cap, thank you so much for the super. I really, really appreciate it, man. Vix, you're the truth. Thanks for your efforts, brother. Depending where you're at, check out Sycamore Drive-In in Bethel, CT. Just left there. Legit. Yeah, there's a drive-in movie theater right next to my old house that I used to live at school. Let's see. So hopefully that was a decent explanation of like the very basics of what's going on with AMC. You're doing a good rehearsal. We need it in a separate 5-minute video that is current, and we don't have to find this part of the video. I think Zip Trader did one that was clear, but it's old. Yeah, I mean the whole thesis of investing into AMC still applies. Also, if you guys don't mind, just dropping a like on the video. It just helps us get this info out to some more people. And we're trying to beat the algorithm now because they're deciding to put those fudders at the top of search results. So kind of screw them. That's not very nice. Yeah, Havana, I saw that. Let's see. I've been in fintech for 7+ years, jumped on the AMC boat February 2nd and went YOLO after doing some DD. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, period. I agree. Vix, which state are you in? I'm in Connecticut. Uh, Not for me, so I can show grannies. Ah, gotcha. Problem is, how long is it? Is eventually they will cover. We don't know, Greg. As the price keeps stair stepping up, it's gonna put more pressure on them. And the other thing that people don't seem to really like, it doesn't click for them because we don't see the direct effects of this, is those NSCC and DTCC, OCC, FICC, all those new proposed rule changes that are coming out and are just going to facilitate and add to this liquidity drain that we are seeing of these institutions. Like I pulled it up, that Marshallian K indicator is showing that the liquidity in the market is decreasing. We've seen the deleveraging start by the decrease in the margin debt. So we're starting to see some parts move into place that are kind of showing us, something could be happening in the near future, but we don't necessarily know when. It could be Q4, it could be tomorrow. We don't really know. Uh, can't you tell where? Can you tell where STV is from? By the way, he says button. Hey Vix, can the DTCC legally put a cap on the squeeze? I don't think so. I don't think they really. I don't know how they would do that. Have you seen the Diamond Hand beer? Oh, I did, Fuzzy. I saw that. I can pick some up. I don't drink beer. I drink like seltzers and vodka. But yeah, I could pick some of those up and just put them behind me when I'm streaming at school. Hi, Vix. I frequently hear you talk about having an exit strategy. Will you be watching technical analysis to figure out your exit? Or are you just picking a number that you're good with? I'm mostly picking a few numbers that I'm good with. And the thing is that I also have options exposure to AMC. I'm not going to say what it is or when the strike or what the strike is or what the expiration is, but I do have options exposure, which I'm playing my options very differently than my shares. The options are mainly for um, just to get like let's put it this way. Options you can sell, doesn't affect the price, and you still have upside. So what my shares are for is I want to be able to diamond hand my shares as long as possible. The options are for, okay, let's make some money off of these big run-ups that we suspect that we're going to see. So you make that money. It just gives you a better psychological state in order to just hold your shares. Now, this isn't me saying go buy options. It's just my plan on what I'm doing. I think if you haven't traded options before, I don't think you should. I think, especially with AMC, it's super risky. Like you could easily lose every single cent that you put into those contracts. You just have to figure out what your risk tolerance is, and if you're fine just holding shares. If you're fine just holding shares, then do that. If you have traded options before and you know the risk and you're fine with it, then go for it. But I'm not really here to say, yeah, this is the specific thing that I'm doing and you guys should do this too. I would get into a lot of trouble for that, and I don't really want to mess around. Water. Uh some of you are from morning pre-market and wait. How many shares you holding? I don't know. How many shares you holding? Fuzzy, thank you so much for the super. I really, really appreciate all the supers you guys send in. Thank you so much. Here's a request. You buy me a few of those to put in my studio. I'll print you whatever you want for my 3D printer, or I can just send money. Fuzzy, I got you. I think it's really far, like Southern Connecticut, and that's not really where I am. So I'll have to look and see where that is. No, I'm not asking. I'm not asking how many shares you guys own. I'm not. Don't say it if you don't want to. That was a joke. Don't do it. Don't do it. Somebody asked how many shares I own, and I was like, "How many shares you own?" You don't have to say it if you don't want to. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. SCV, can you explain what leaps are exactly? Yeah, so leaps are long-term equity anticipation securities. They're basically just long-term options with a lot of time to expiration. Uh, yeah, I think it's Southern Connecticut. I mean, I'm really busy. That's the issue. I could try to find it though. Are you not supposed to say? Oh no, you can say whatever you want. I just don't want people to think that I'm asking everybody like what it is. Used to go to school at Gunnery in Washington, CT. Cap, I played you guys in golf. I believe that was at Washington Country Club out there. Isn't any drive in CT like a 50-minute drive? No. Oh, CBR has 513 million shares in holding. There you go. Still buying on a weekly basis. There you go. You're no further than 2 hours from any part of CT. Might be. That's true. It's not that big. I just like if I'm going to like UConn's like northeastern Connecticut, kind of. I don't know. I'm directionally not great, so anytime somebody needs me to go somewhere and they're telling me directions like road numbers and like names of stuff, I'm just like, tell me the address. I'll put it into my navigation. We're just wasting time here. You're 2 hours from Foxwoods. I'm like an hour and a half, I think, from Foxwoods. I'm gonna go. I need to go back to Foxwoods soon. They got the best of me last time, but I'm gonna beat them this time for sure. Bro, every day that passes is us getting closer to the inevitable squeeze. Yes, sir. SUV, you are good at golf if you're playing at country clubs. I mean, that was just where we played. Oh my God, one person owns 100% of the float. Been there quite a few times, originally from Boston. There you go. I used to go to Red Sox game all the time. Fun fact, one time I caught 2 balls at a Red Sox game. Other fun fact, I pooped my pants at Fenway Park. I have a picture of it somewhere. It's really not the picture of that, of what I had to wear after. It was like, I was probably like 12 years old. I have shares in Liquid IV. They haven't even IPO yet. Guys, if Liquid IV ever IPOs, I am buying the heck out of it. That's what, look, right here. See? I have an empty thing on my desk. No more left. It's all in here. Not all of it, but like, what are you buying after the squeeze? Real estate. I went skiing. You went skiing in the, oh, Corey, I feel like I know what that means. It wasn't at Fenway Park. It was like on the way. That was bad. What are your thoughts on Moderna? They just had a decent run, I think. Ooh. 007, that would be interesting. Part liquid IV, part hedgy tears. Yeah, that's how you make hedgy tears. You just put water in your gallon, and then you take 2 sticks of liquid IV, and then you put it in, and then you get to write hedgy tears on your gallon, and then you're good to go. Give the people what they want. I don't know. It's not power half hour yet, so let's see. With the market being red lately, kind of hoping for a crash. Pazzo, I mean, you guys know me. I've been making videos about the possible market crash for a while, but at the same time, I think I've made it clear to you guys that I see the market continuing to go up into Q4. I think if something's going to happen, it'll be in Q4. But again, it's very possible that nothing happens. I just want people to know what could potentially happen. It's not me like calling doomsday is coming. Like, it's very possible that this is like a 2008 event. It's also possible that we just see like a 5 to 10% correction, and then we go back up to the moon with these indexes. As the S&P 500 is like the new meme stock right now. It's just ripping. It's like very close still to the all-time highs. Is there such thing as solid IV? No. You think the Fed minutes caused all the red today? Yeah, so they talked about tapering, and they also talked about I saw a couple tweets come through about like the market, and like I forget exactly what it was, but it was bearish on the market. VIX doesn't average days on loan mean recent positions being closed. It could be. Geo, I saw that. That was crazy. Yeah, I saw it. I looked at the first stock that you sent, and I was like, he's smoking something crazy right now. And then I saw the second ticker that you sent, the real one, and I was like, whoa, that was a dirty price move. The SPY got hit pretty hard. What was it? 1%? Yeah, 1.09%. Nothing crazy. Futures, I think, are bouncing back right now. We're fine. But we're heading towards weird times coming, in my opinion. Debt ceiling, repos, over leveraging, tapering. It's just all things are pointing to down. And I don't see anything that's pointing towards up except for like the massive bidding up of these different indexes and stocks. What about the margin calls supposedly starting tomorrow? Good question. So FX Hedge has come out in the past and said that margin calls start like go out at 2 p.m. every day. And if we look at the price movement of the S&P 500 today, oops, that's AMC, and the overall market, this is really when we started to move down after 2 p.m. What is this right here? Yeah, 5 minutes after 2, I believe, was what it was. So that's after the time that the supposed margin calls would go out, according to FX Hedge. So if it's before the time the margin calls went out and the price went down, they can't send them out. So maybe they got sent out in the after hours if there was going to be margin calls, or they'll get sent out tomorrow. But doesn't really matter unless they have to liquidate, like we saw with the Viacom positions, or if they have to close out positions, short positions, or sell off stocks. So it just it just adds to this liquidity bleed out that I think we're really getting into right now. Let's see. Yeah, they have to keep X amount in the portfolio at all times. Alienate, what's up, man? How you doing? What was the repo today? I believe it was 1.1 trillion with 80 participating counterparties. Let's look. Repo. We're about to repossess all of the over leveraged short hedge fund stuff too. Okay, so here we go. Wednesday, August 18th, the amount submitted and accepted 1.115 trillion with 82 participating counterparties. Now, this kind of falls in line with what we've been seeing. Because we can see that Tuesday it was 1.053 trillion with 70 participating counterparties, meaning the people that took these treasuries, and it jumped up by 12. So that does make sense that as the participating counterparties goes up, we are going to see the reverse repo amount go up too. So it really just depends on like the average amount accepted by each counterparty, in my opinion. That's really what we're looking for. Yeah, last 3, I think it's 5, it's either 4 or 5 days in a row that the repos have been over a trillion. So it just what that shows me is that just everything's like overcooked. There's too much cash in the banking system that has just become a liability on the balance sheets, and they need to get rid of it really quickly. CBR says his hood puts have been killing it. Nice job. What are your thoughts on Clove? I assume it's being shorted too. Again, with the other shorted stocks thing, it's more about does it have the same does it have the community backing? Not really. Does it have the potential to offer that crypto dividend? I haven't seen that. Does it have the potential of retail investors or institutions owning more shares than should actually exist? I haven't seen that either. So that's kind of the parameters of the short squeezes right now. And AMC and GameStop both meet those standards in different ways. Alien Ape, thank you so much for the super. Here goes a super just for you. Did you check out Real Meme World in your DM on Twitter? I have not yet, but I will take a look at that. Thank you, Alien Ape. See, got 2 baskets, AMC and GME. There you go. Clove is institutionally owned. Yeah, I just haven't looked at it because I just don't really care, honestly. Like, is there money to be made? Maybe, but like, I think my efforts are more towards like the other trades. Are best spent towards the other trades that I'm going to take anyway, based on like news, or just focusing on providing the research for AMC right now. Is cost still squeezing? It could. How high is GME thought to squeeze to? I think the GMEers are saying 20 million, but who knows what's going to happen? SCV, what are your thoughts on AMC? Says White. I have one word, bullish. I'll get my options education when I have plenty to spend on tuition. Losses. Havana, you don't have to lose a bunch of money. You can just lose fake money, paper trading, and you're good to go. Options are for sure a pure love you, hate you, love you, and hate you. Depending on the day. Oh yeah, I've had days with options where it's like, oh my god, this is awesome, and then I've also had days on options where I'm like, I hate myself. What do you think about SoFi? Haven't really looked at it. I think I quit my job a bit early 2 months ago. Oh, that's tough. Clove could have a bright future, not from a short squeeze. Yeah, I mean, I saw it getting pumped, and I was just like, I don't really want to. It was like that distraction play that was getting pumped out. Do you think the hedges are pumping and dumping crypto to have more liquidity to keep shorting AMC? Peters, it's entirely possible, but it's very hard to pump stuff. Oh, Jace has a really good question. Have you heard about the AMC squeeze? It looks promising. Yeah, I have. I actually have heard about that one. CBR. I'm about to lose 18K on Friday on an AMC call. Options are no joke. Yeah, you gotta. The thing that I always say is don't put in an amount of money that you're not willing to lose. If you're putting in an amount of money that is too much for you, then you're in trouble. Bloop bloop. All right, lost 100. TRX. I've lost 100K on AMC options, and since just been focused on buying shares. Jeez, man, that's a big loss. That is a big loss. What is a stock and what is a AMC? AMC is a movie theater company. I'm losing 10K if we don't go above 50. Ooh, Kareem. Well, I'm down 59K on AMC, but it doesn't expire, says Havana. There you go. Just run it with the shares. Holding 2,100 shares of AMC. Let's go, Young Ninja. There you go. What else did we? What did the 10-year do today? I didn't look at that actually. Welcome to CNBC. Please support our journalism by allowing ads. No, screw you. You guys suck. 10-year Treasury barely down today. I'm down hundreds of grand since June 2nd. Take profits if you're playing options, people. David, God, guys, jeez. Jeez. Bix, you have a moment to talk about your car's extended warranty? No, but sometimes I get calls asking me about my senior Medicare benefits. And you guys know me, I'm like 22 years old in college. I don't think I need senior Medicare benefits yet. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm good on that right now. SV, what kind of dog do you have? I have a giant golden doodle. I have 10,000 shares, and I'd rather lose it all before I sell before thousands. There you go. Do you think we will see all-time highs this week? I don't want to say no because anything is possible, but I think it is not very likely. We would have to really start to rip in order for us to see all-time highs. Are you really 22? Yep. AARP is calling. No, it's just these people. Do you get mail for AARP? I don't know. I might have once. What are these things called? Apes. Word on the street is that they're beating down on Citadel. Oh, they could be. I get calls about lowering the interest rates on the credit cards that I don't own. That's a weird one. There was this one company that used to call me like a lot, and here was my strategy of getting them to never ever call me again. I said the most wildly, like I think it was violent things to them on the phone, and I was like, I said some crazy things to this lady, and then I never got a call from them again. So if you ever have a problem with that, just yell at them and just say crazy things, and they'll probably never talk to you again. Are you really 7 feet 6 inches tall? No. I have a feeling that the decision was to I don't know. Yeah, it's got the hoodie. Ooh, there you go. Forget thousands, you skulls only sell on the millions. There you go. Second week of next month, buckle up, apes. Could be. Goldman Sachs gave me more money to borrow in like a margin account or like a do you think Cash App can handle my 1,000 shares when it turns into $1 million? Probably. I've never even looked at Cash App's trading platform. Are you ready to meet cougars in your area? No, I'm not. Damn, no wonder MOS is delayed. People are losing boatloads on options. Play the options smart, fellas. Yeah, there's positives and negatives to options. They're either going to help facilitate the buying pressure to the upside and add fuel to the fire, or they're going to help the move to the downside in terms of like hedging the puts and unhedging the calls. Or they could just give liquidity to these institutions that could potentially already have short positions. So it's just giving them more money. So it's kind of like a strategic thing. are are these options gonna help the buying pressure go up, or is it gonna help generate liquidity for these institutions? I did not. STV is secretly Wrench Capital. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrench Capital. Today we're looking at ticker symbol AMC. That wasn't bad. Cash App is fine. They're square. Yeah. Safer to buy deep in the money at first when dabbling in options. Yeah, CBR. True, but it's going to be a lot more expensive. I don't have Robinhood, but I've heard it only lets you take 50,000 out at a time per day. Yeah, I don't know about that. Honestly, how about Citadel moving money to the Cayman Islands? That's true or old. Ryan, I haven't looked at that. I think it's very possible. All of those big institutions do utilize a lot of very intricate legal tax evasion tactics, most likely in order to lower their tax liabilities for the year. So it wouldn't surprise me, but again, I haven't seen any. I've been like tagged in those messages, but I haven't taken the time to like read through them and like fully understand it. But that could be something I look into this weekend. You did a good impersonation. There we go. That sounded just like him. Oh, just don't say consolidation is good. Yeah, I don't watch enough of his videos to like know other stuff that he says. Do TMI next. I'd have to. Okay, I could do TMI. I don't have a mask on me right now. If I had a mask, I would do it. Government would rather have us pay tax. Yeah, just go an octave lower. All right, maybe when we get into power half hour, I can start doing some more impersonation. Wes does some really good ones. Can we go back to what you were saying earlier about the hedge funds being repoed? Oh, that was a joke. That was me saying we're gonna repossess a lot of like their assets. Like it was a joke. I've never heard you using swear words. Yeah, I have a potty mouth. I just don't use it on stream. That was pretty good. There we go. Put a face mask on. I don't have one. Do you think you can last long playing the game? Oh god. Oh god. Do rogue? I don't think I could do a rogue. Rogue and TMI are hard. I think I hear them too much. Do Trey? I don't think I have the energy in me right now to do a Trey impression. This is not a dead cat. Just sing the Ortex song like TMI. Ortex, Ortex, Ortex. Why does the title say fake squeeze? I thought we got over that weeks ago. 007. The amount of questions that I was getting today and yesterday about this fake squeeze thing after Motley Fool came out was insane. So we were covering that towards the beginning. A couple more questions came up about that earlier. We also went over that insider sell. But yeah, thoughts on AMC for tomorrow? Honestly, I think we could see a decent amount of okay. So it depends on what the market does. If the market is throwing a temper tantrum again because of what the Fed said about them not buying, they're tapering the asset purchases, then we could see some down. But we also could see AMC get bought up after this dip because there's still probably going to be a decent amount of options that need to be hedged. Do Keenan? I could do Keenan. This is not financial advice. I don't know. And then it's like, I'd have to watch more. I'd have to watch a Keenan video first to really get it down. When Rogue, I don't know. I think Rogue's taking a little bit of a break from streams and Twitter. It's a lot. I think you guys see us just kind of come hang out. We like turn it on for the streams and videos, but it's like a lot. Like we are busy all the time. Rogue and TMI are Gio, you got 2 minutes. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, just dropping a like on the video. If and when the DTCC computers get turned on, how will we know? I'm not sure. Do STV next. What's going on? Who is Gary Gensler? Oh, he's the chairman of the SEC. Oh, did you guys see that Charles Payne wants to be in our fantasy football league? That's going to be cool. I also shot my shot at Charles Payne on one of his tweets, trying to get on Fox News, and I don't think I got a response back, which kind of sad. But maybe if we're playing fantasy football with him, I'll get the opportunity to ask to come on his show. Yeah, Rogue does have like a family too. Yeah, 007. When is 005 implemented? I'm not necessarily sure, but it doesn't really matter the day that it's implemented. We just know it's coming into effect. I keep coughing tonight. That's not good. What causes us to rip and dip? More buyers willing to transact at higher prices and sellers willing to sell at higher prices. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's up, TMI? Uh-oh. They might have shorted his microphone again.
Mic check.
There we go.
All right, we're good. How's it going, man? How's it going?
Pretty good. I did a Wrench Capital impression, and then they were trying to get me to do a U impression.
Oh, sick. Okay, perfect time. Go ahead, do your thing.
I don't think I can do a U. I was like trying to think of like what I would say, and I was like, because you do the like your intro's like whatever time you're watching something something something. I just don't have it down.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We gotta wait for Wes to come out with his part 2.
Oh, we need that ASAP.
I was using the burner account today on Twitter just now, and I was hopping around from space call to space call. It was fun.
Oh,
I
and
used the
did you speak?
I started speaking. I used the other our Twitter account.
Oh yeah.
So I just jumped into the Kringle space and I didn't say anything for a while and I was talking. And then I jumped into the space with Wes and they're talking with Charles Gasparino. Like, yeah, he uses burner account. I was like, yeah, I'm using a burner account too. Like, what? like who the hell is this? It's like, just
dude,
using
I might go. Okay, you gotta send me the info to it.
Oh,
I'll
I'm gonna
do
say
that
it to you.
too.
You gotta do that, man. It's because they're not gonna know who it is.
Yeah, I'll just
Next
like
time,
pop on and just be like, "What's going on, guys?"
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I'm like, I don't even blame. Now that I've done that, I'm like, I get it. I can see why he'd want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen the have you seen
I
the
was
stuff about
going
Charles?
off on Gasparino earlier.
Do you see his burner account tweet?
Which one's the burner account tweet? Like, what is it?
Oh, so he forgot to switch his account and then commented like it was still him, but he was using a burner account instead. And then they got caught. Let's see here.
Oh, that's
Yep.
funny.
Yep. That's why I was just like, all right, I'm gonna take the burner account for a spin tonight and just go from space call to space call to space call, ripping this guy.
Take her for a spin.
Oh my god, that guy's an idiot.
Who is Gary Gensler says, I still don't like this fun about Rogue being married.
Oh my goodness. This FUD. Listen, he has like a starting 5 at home. He's probably listening right now.
Yeah. Hi, Rogue, if you're in here lurking.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Gio, I looked at it quick, but I was like, what is this? And I couldn't figure it out, and then now I got it.
Was that the tweet?
Yeah. That's so funny.
That guy's a fool. I don't know how much you have to be drinking. Like, you know the world's watching you right now. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Who got caught with a burner account? The biggest dummy in media, Gasparino.
Hey team, I forgot to click the like button. All right. All right. Jeez. Short the VIX. Got the people on your case today.
I guess so. They wanted me to do a Keenan impression too, or a Trey one, and I was like, I don't think I have enough energy to do that right now.
Oh, that takes a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
First, I'm gonna add a dislike, bring it to 9, and then I'm gonna add a like. Okay, I'm going back and forth. Does anyone here want to join me and just go back and forth for a little bit?
And do what?
press like and dislike, or just get the engagement up.
Okay.
If anyone can see the
Just
likes and
click,
dislike
click, click,
changing,
click, click.
it's just me right now. Anyone want to join me? Oh, there we go. We got the numbers moving. I see 10. Come on, people, get in here.
You
Get
guys
the
are gonna
numbers
dislike
moving.
my video? Losers.
We're gonna end it off on a like.
Oh, I know.
Oh, somebody's not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, there we go. Show us a tweet.
It says I think the Twitter account is like the privileged white boy or something.
Yeah, it could be gone by now.
It probably is. But the fact that he has burners is just so funny. He's so like he's like a little masochist. He like loves getting hate from us on Twitter.
Oh my god, I know this guy lives and dies by it. Kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's kind of like I don't know. I like him like this. It's easier for me to rip him. It's like playing t-ball instead of playing baseball.
Yeah. Careful, STV. Maybe next on the harmful and dangerous list. Probably.
Yeah, look at SUV just sitting there in a sweater, all harmful and dangerous and shit.
Yeah, look at me. I'm only harmful and dangerous if you're harmful and dangerous to me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go a little bit left with that one. That was a setup. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
SCVTMI, what do you think of Trey's challenge? Do you accept? What's Trey's challenge?
So he has a challenge where he's gonna, I think it's called a $2,500 challenge, where he's gonna try to turn $2,500 into 100K.
Oh, I'm down.
That's the challenge.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah. I'm definitely with that. The only thing is, I don't like. He's
How much
not
time do we
streaming.
have?
He's not streaming. It's just, I think, as long as it takes. Like it's, yeah. I honestly don't think I'd be able to put in that kind of time.
It's true.
Like, cause you got to be making, like, you got to be on point. You just like, if I had stopped streaming and only traded, I think I'd be able to do it over the next few months.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that I can't wait to do. Like, post squeeze, something like this.
Oh yeah. Isn't it like if you isn't like 1,000 like $1 million is only 9 doubles away from 1,000, I think.
Other way around.
Yeah, like 1,000 to 1 million is 9 doubles.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be like 1, 2, 4, 8,
Oh, but dude,
16,
it's just like
32,
we spoke this
64,
week about some like
128. Oh
some
yeah, you're right
triples and
there.
some quadruples. Like we could like, yeah. This month could definitely have been a challenge winner. That's what I think he's doing. He probably had a successful month himself.
Oh yeah, and he's just like, let's do it again, guys. I'm
He's
gonna
like,
crush you. It's like, did he
yeah,
did
like,
he like put the challenge to us? Because that would be fun.
no, he put it to his Discord.
Oh, that would be like,
And
yeah,
then
like
he
I
put
would
no,
just
he
take
put
these
to
like crazy YOLOs.
he put it on YouTube, like in general. Like, he made like a video.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna crush that challenge. But I'm just not gonna make it public.
I'd have to make a new account. Hey, I crushed it. I did some good stuff today. I think I had 1 loser, 2 winners.
I think you're on point this week.
Did you see the chart of the first one that when I was on stream with you?
No, I didn't actually pull it up.
It ripped. I sold a little bit low. It continued up, and then it just got hammered through the rest of the day.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Holy, yep.
So that was a good one. But the VXX ones were solid.
Those were some winners.
Yeah, I should have thrown some more money at those, but you know,
buddy, the amount of money that I left on the table this week is, I'm still.
I think I'm gonna switch it around a little bit. Go for less home runs and just in and out, in and out, in and out.
Come with it, my friend. Come with it. I did. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Good stuff,
Alien Ape, thank you so much for the super. After your live, I'm going live. Just a late night pull through Ape hangout for anyone who wants to hang. And I have the Discord set up if anyone wants to stop in and chat or jump in Discord. There you go.
Nice.
Shout out to Alien Ape.
Shout out to Alien Ape. That name sounds super familiar.
Challenge is turning 801 into 1 million. That is the real challenge.
That's gangster. I mean, like, technically, if you wait long enough,
Technically, that is the challenge.
you could just turn that into a call option and just let it be.
Yeah. Seeing rumors of Twitter for hedge funds sending FTDs. It's not necessarily FTDs. It's like the counterfeit shares overseas to hide them from the markets. Any truth? It looks like it's possible with the swap agreements that they had, but with that new SEC like memorandum of understanding, I talked to the guy that was putting out that DD. He's a really smart guy, and it holds weight. But again, like this is what he said. It's again just a theory about what could potentially be going on and why that new memorandum of understanding or I think that's what it is like very important between the SEC and the EU. It's like when you can, it's like a worldwide extradition where you can just track everything going everywhere. Oh, Ryan Pauly, thank you so much for becoming a member, man. If you guys didn't know, the membership program on the channel, one, if you just want to show your support, thank you. And then two, you will get all of the updates first on the behind the scenes podcast stuff that TMI and I are working on right now.
Oh, and I got some more guests. The Alpha Stock guys definitely want to come on to the podcast. You know where they
Perfect.
live? They live a few hours north of down south.
Of me?
No, down south.
Oh, that could be cool. We could knock
Offered
out
us.
too.
They said they got a boat club. Offered us to come to the boat club and hang out and chill.
Oh, let's do that when we're down there. Dude, we got to set that up quick, I think.
I'm thinking that this weekend probably like everything.
Set it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much time I'll have to like work on Saturday, so that could be a good time for us to do that.
Nice. I'm gonna avocado wrap my Lambo for you, TMI. Oh boy.
If you avocado wrap your Lambo, you're just gonna look like a silly goose.
Silly guy.
Larry Underpit says Kramer is a single cell organism.
Jeez, hit him deep.
Wow. Tomorrow is STV's birthday candle. I wish it was. That was a fun birthday candle.
Oh, that would be dope.
That would be great. Matthew, thank you so much for the super. Thanks for the night stream. You and TMI always in the background of my daily trading adventures. AMC strong. Oh, thank you, man.
That's amazing, man.
Predictions for tomorrow. I gave my prediction for tomorrow. I still think that we're very bullish going into the end of this week, and this pullback that we had today is good. But again, if the market wants to decide to throw a little temper tantrum tomorrow, then it might not be so great.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's still a bullish day. I think we might see a little bit of a dip in the morning, and then we'll probably just have a great back half of the day.
Yeah. I heard STV is in a sorority. Maybe the sorority house.
Oh, quick. He said he's warmed up and ready to go.
Nah, none of that. Doesn't AMC have a negative beta though? Yeah, we've been over that. It doesn't really matter. Like it could inverse the market with their negative beta, which on the 1 year I have seen it be negative, but I've also seen it be positive. So I think they're gonna really try to attack AMC if the market starts to come down.
Yeah. Well, they would have to, or else because the other option is covering.
Right.
So it's like go for it. See if you can get people to sell, and if people can sell, then you can cover those shares and deleverage yourself a little bit. Do an impression of the Gasparino's Jerry talk. I don't even like. I can't even do an impression of Gasparino.
I've only heard him talk like one time, and that's one time too many. It's 3:54.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
You just tell Market Mass says calm down. Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah. Renaissance, BlackRock, and Vanguard Fidelity will not let it go to zero. They're going to let it go to crazy numbers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did I check out Astro Cycles? I haven't watched the video yet. Is it a video or a live stream?
I think it's a video. No, it's a video. He released it the same day that somebody else came out with a video that copied his shit. was the same day he came out with his own video.
Oh, what an idiot.
It's just ridiculous.
Don't steal. No, don't do that.
Who does that? Mamma mia.
Fenway Park. Okay, TMI's avocado. We don't have to bring that up every single 10 seconds.
What do you say?
Fenway Park poopy pants.
Ooh.
Gasparino impression would just be interrupting the other person you're having a convo with. Yeah, I don't watch enough of Charlie Fudsparino to know what he's doing. Is the nachos? No, it's probably hot dogs. It's probably what it was. Ooh, Havana's still calling 42 by Friday. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Ernie told me that I had to call him my dad if it gets to 42 something. Oh, Fuzzy's was like 41 something. I remember that.
For this week?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I see there's an account now. Fenway Park Poopy Pants. There it is. That's probably
naked.
Mike
That's why you
V.
can't see his mask.
That's probably Mike V. Oh, yeah. Kookie's a little upset that he can't look at TMI, but not actually look at TMI because you have your mask on.
Hey man, look, just use your imagination. That's what works for me. What broker doesn't use paying for order flow?
Public. Not
so
many
far. OnlyFans at TMI? Oh, that's what I have to do. I have to make an OnlyFans shirt. Yep. Just wait for it, people. Just wait for it.
Fuzzy has a really good idea. Fuzzy, thank you for another super. You two need to get me a logo of some kind for me to 3D print and paint for your studios.
Whoa.
That would be awesome. I'd put that up in my new apartment.
I put that up in my closet for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Fuzzy was 4119, 4139. Sorry. TMI wears a mask in the shower, y'all? Of course I do. You thinking I have to take it off before I jump into the shower? No, that's crazy.
That's like the tamest. Hey, do you wear this while you're comment?
Yeah. I've seen some wild-ish.
Yeah. Isn't that like water? Yeah, it would be.
A puddle?
Water surfboarding.
Oh, like waterboarding. Oh, wait, can't say that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said surfboarding.
Whoops.
All right, now I'm dangerous.
Now you sound
feeling dangerous. Hopefully,
guys,
we get a little.
It doesn't come off. It does not come off. I guess that's true. I guess I wouldn't ever. That's why I can't do OnlyFans, because you never truly knew it if you're always wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't. You're always just like 95%.
Did the Sox win? I don't know. The only thing that I remember from that day is that one event before the game.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, now you guys aren't even focusing on the cool thing that happened to me at Fenway Park, just the scarring thing that happened to me. So I see what you guys are doing. I get it. I would do the same thing. It's not nice, but you know. I thought the mask was just a part of your face.
It is.
It is.
Now. There was a life before the mask, but we just don't talk about that.
Yeah. SCV, you ever short the VIX? Don't lie.
Oh, if you shorted the VIX yesterday, you would have been. Psh.
Yeah, it would have been screwed. I went long the VXX today. It's real nice. Now I'm out.
Oh man.
Oh gosh. You guys are wild tonight. Look at AMC logarithmic jaw trend line from 199 to now. It's clear the next leg is around the corner and it goes to the 200 something range. Oh, TRX. That sounds fun.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't either.
Like what? 200. Like I'm just trying to think right now. How much money would I
lot.
have in my bank account if that happens?
A lot.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be
for
nice.
everybody it would be a lot.
The funny thing is, like, I just don't know if I would. I'd probably still be buying. Like, I'd probably be executing calls at that point in time,
You would exercise them?
potentially.
I wouldn't.
But well, think about it.
Are you talking about the ones that I'm talking about?
No.
Gotcha. Okay, that's
I,
fair. They're
yeah,
going to
that's
be
true.
worth more though if you just you're going to make a higher dollar amount gain.
Well, yeah, I got some. Yeah,
We can talk about it after.
yeah. But you know what though? It's fun. There's the ones that are longer term. Like I've told the Discord that before. Like I went for some in the not even next year. Like the longer ones were kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, those are going to be great for a long period of time. No matter what happens the next little while, you're good. You can just chill, relax. They're
Yep.
there. When it happens, it happens. But in regards to shorter ones, um, if it's a decent run to the numbers that were just spoken to at whatever time that happens, whether it's now, whether it's later, if they're right around the right date, yeah, why not? Exercise them, have some fun, depending how the week's going. Put some pressure on. TMI is a post. And for the gas. Where's a post? It wasn't a. Oh, actually, you know what? I think it was a post.
Yeah. Oh, I think Geo has it. Should I retweet it?
Yeah. Oh,
All right,
apparently,
everybody go to my Twitter. You can see it now.
oh my goodness. Go to the last tweet that I made
Yeah.
and look at the. Oh my God. Oh wow. Look at the freaking photo that was posted there. Yikes. People are having way too much fun online. I don't know if you want to pull that up and give people a laugh. That is
Which
nuts.
one? The
The one with
the dirt one?
the OG desk.
Oh. All right. Everybody go to TMI's Twitter and then
Yeah.
click on his most recent tweet and scroll down a little bit. And once you see it, you'll know what we're talking about.
Oh my God.
I'm not. And then after that, go to my Twitter because I just retweeted the burner account. But dude, people are reckless. Dude, I can't pull that up.
That
But
is
that's
not. No, yeah,
funny.
yeah. Don't pull it up. In hindsight, yeah, don't pull it up. This is nuts.
Jeez. That is disturbing.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Okay. This is good. That's some. Oh, well, I'm glad people are having fun.
Yep. Well, we got 8 minutes left. That was pretty. So it's accurate. Jeez. The new Lambo is sold out for 2.5 mil. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Send your stream to the group.
Oh, the big group?
Yeah.
I didn't send it in there today because nobody can ever come on.
I know. Oh, you know what? I'll send it. Don't worry.
I got it right here. Wow. Yeah. Kenny G in his natural form. Oh boy. I don't have Twitter. Can you show it or no? Justin, absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
So I'm sorry, I can't. I'm waiting for that bloop bloop. Need 5K a share to hit the $1 million marker. There you go, Jack the Ripper.
You got a plan.
Alrighty. At what price do you think AMC and Robinhood converge and diverge? I don't know. That's going to be a fun day.
Matrix 4, I can see it at AMC.
You can't see a maybe a Canadian.
No AMC.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. What you can do is you can just watch somebody else record it and then, just buy a stock as a form of buying tickets. If that makes you feel like you contributed to the movie itself. Just rip it off online afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, you just go see it at your normal theater and you can still get a share afterwards if you feel like it. It's a win-win. Team, I have been following you on Twitter forever, and the last one I have is August 8th. What? That might be the wrong
that's probably a
TMI.
glitch on their end because I just found it.
Yeah, you might be following a fake TMI.
Uh-oh. I think interest rates will rise. Eventually, they're going up. We need AMC in Canada. Yeah, you guys do.
Yeah, I think Adam said there was AMCs in Canada up until a certain point in time, and then they just got bought out. Do-doom, do-doom, do-doom. Going to AMC now isn't just $20. It's like, I think you're assuming $20 a share would be nice in general. Honestly, I would not mind if a share price did, it's not going to go back that anymore. I think that time is gone, but
I agree.
I think dropping down to those low 20s would have been sweet to just get just a few more before that last bullish run.
Yeah. Is it bad that I spend 10 hours a day watching AMC YouTube streams and videos? Probably not. But is it bad that we are on the internet all day too?
I know. The last time I saw outside was 2019. What is this sun thing you guys speak about?
Yeah, dude, I don't go outside ever. In Orlando, I'm going to need to be in the sun.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
That pic is disturbing. Oh my God, they changed the name to Kenny's poopy arm.
Search for public domain. Interesting. I'm going to do that right now.
For what?
For free music.
Oh, there you go. Dude, I don't know if you saw my chat today, but there's a song that you play that sounds, I literally have heard it so many times. I don't know if it's because I always have your stream on in the background or if it's part of a famous commercial. I'm pretty sure it's the commercial.
Wait, which song?
I don't know what it is. It's like one of the restream songs.
Interesting.
You guys are enablers, allowing me to watch YouTube all day. I mean, yeah.
And you know the funny thing is, if I wasn't on the screen, I'd probably be watching the screen too.
Yeah, I used to do it.
It's just like having radio on your house in the 90s.
Exactly.
It's just like it's background music, but just better looking.
Well, I'm tired tonight.
Public domain music looks iffy.
Would an AMCX merger be good for business? Probably not.
Copyright free / public domain music.
Trying to get my friend to be an ape, but he is hesitant. Personally, do y'all think it'll dip so he can buy the dip, or we're seeing a change and this will be the dip? I think we're definitely gonna dip a little bit more, but if we see another massive price run up, I don't think we're gonna see the 30s anymore. Oh, Fuzzy, thank you so much for another super. Send you a DM on Twitter in regards to the logo and contact number to make sure we get it perfect for you guys. Fuzzy, thank you so much. We'll definitely do that.
That is dope. Seriously, that is That's some great stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, half this stuff says no copyright, but I mean, royalty-free background music.
Oh, 1 minute left, guys. Uh-oh. Better send your wildest chats now so we can all have some fun. Kenny G's digging around for collateral. Dude. Oh boy. That was a top tier chat right there.
Love it.
Mike V's got nothing left. You know it's over when Mike V's got nothing left. Oh, these chats are good. One day there will be an AMC on the moon. Oh, all right, guys. That's going to be it for the stream tonight. Thank you to everybody that came in here. Oh, JS, last minute super, LFG to the moon apes. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's going to wrap up the stream. Thanks to all of you guys that popped in tonight. We got TMI in for Power Half Hour again. Always likes to come in and cause trouble. You can follow him at the Masked Investor on YouTube. Just hit 50K subs, so congratulations, TMI.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for all those who did recently or subscribed way in the past. Appreciate you guys.
There you go. And then masked_investor on Twitter and Instagram. And then there's me, Short the Vix1 on Twitter and Instagram. And then this channel, Short the Vix. So thanks for coming in, guys. I will see you tomorrow.